it look like it's magic. Oh yeah. 'Cause I see nobody but you. I'm never confused. Hey, I'm so used to being used. So I love when you call unexpected. 'Cause I hate when the moment's expected. So I'ma care for you.
So I just wanted to say thank you to everybody for all the feedback about the Power BI template and the custom data model that's in beta. Once you install Grant Quick's connector for Power BI, and if you open my template file, it's going to automatically assemble these for you using your data. And here I've just got the filter here and a couple of things I wanted to show. So I guess the most important thing is you don't want Power BI to create any doubt. You still need a single source of truth. So here, this 26,749, 6,815, 3,925 for received revenue, the first thing you want to make sure is that when you go into reporting, inside the product, the built-in Blackbaud analytics, it matches. You don't want that to ever, you don't ever want that to be different. So here you see that once this loads, and it has the same filter, 26,749, 6,815, 325. And that matches exactly here. And I even styled things a little bit the same. I wanted to be able to see the numbers without having to hover. So I separated them instead of doing the sort of like bullet overlay. And I also wanted to be able to, you know, when you click on it, not just have the details fly out, but to have the visual update. And that's one of the key differences is in Power BI, you can have page filters for particular, you know, campaigns where if you picked one, paternity, it would update just like it does in RENXT. But you also don't have to do that. You can investigate, you can click directly and have everything update at the same time. Other things that you can do differently, easier in Power BI. One is if you want to personalize this, let's say you wanted to put your own logo on your analytics for sharing it. That's easy enough to do. You can just delete the default logo that I left, and you can insert an image, and maybe, I don't know, you're Harvard University. And I don't know if Harvard's a client or not, but you could have, they probably have their own analytics, but you can easily do that. And once you have it, you could copy, and once you have it copied, delete and paste and easily update all your work. But on the donor map side of things, what's great about it is not only are you going to see your own data, but you can overlay it with census data. So if you're only interested in your leadership donors, you can update it. If you drill into this form, you can see your donors and how much they're giving. You can decide to see, as the map updates, the darker the green, the sort of wealthier your, the higher the income and home value. And this is all updating in real time. So it's a combination of your data with the U.S. Census data, and you can control, you know, the little infographics that you have showing up here, and you can decide what's put on there. So I just think the mapping in general is just great, and of course it reacts automatically when you zoom back out. So if you just wanted to deal with your leadership donors. The other thing you can decide, you can use conditional formatting here. I said anybody, you know, who gives $100,000, I want them designated the blue bar to go all the way across. So you can see 75 is 3/4, 50. It's just a visual way to know you're dealing with a major donor. The other thing that I think is great is on the many-to-many front. If you look here at Abina Lewandowski, right, you'll notice that the major donor is 20.8 million and the alumni is 14.4. Well, we all know if you hold down your control key and select both of those, 20.8 and 14.4 is 35.2, but it's not going to allow you to double count simply because one of your donors has multiple constituency codes. So you'll notice, when I hover over this, it tells you the amount. If I click and just filter on one, you can see there's still a tiny bit of blue, right? If I hover, there's this $25 from Abina as a major donor, and it's the same $25 from Abina as an alumni, but it's not double counting the gifts or the revenue. And that's all happening automatically in the data model from the many-to-many options, which we'll go into later. And then lastly, I think it's super easy to reconcile, right? If you're getting questions from your business office and you need to reconcile based on a particular fund, you can see, just by clicking on it, you can see all the campaigns it went to, and then you can see all the underlying gifts that made up to it. You don't have to wait for flyouts or export or anything. Of course, you can export this data to Excel if you need to investigate it more, but it's just fantastic. And then this was just for fun. I put the GIF. You can, or GIF, however you say it. You can do fun things. You can embed almost anything Power BI report. So if you wanted an overview, not just your top campaigns, but if you wanted a video embedded right next to it about what the impact that this fundraising video had, you could certainly do that. Right? Lastly, getting back to the single source of truth aspect, not only did I want to make sure that the totals were the same in Razor's Edge NXT, but also in the database view. I think people are only going to get comfortable with all this if they go back to the familiar reports, financial reports, gift detail and summary, and you run a traditional gift detail and summary report that everybody's familiar with. So if we do that, you can see here's our configured gift detail and summary report with the same things. Once you click preview, we've got it configured to give us a summary by campaign, a summary by fund, and a detail summary. You're in the same boat. You can print all these out. You could try to export to Excel. And it's not that I think that way. I think Power BI shows that. But what I wanted is that you're going to see the same single source of truth, the same totals for revenue and gifts and average donors. So no matter where you look, whether in Power BI, whether in Analyze, or whether in your gift detail and summary reports, everything should agree. So I hope that's helpful. I'm going to work on additional videos explaining transformations in the data model and what we did to do all that. But that's the overview for now.